you're going to try to build your body, you're going to hire a personal trainer. If you're going to try to have your kid ace those SATs, you're going to hire a tutor. If you play golf and you're trying to perfect that golf swing, you're going to hire a golf coach. But what are you doing to coach your business and to grow that business? My name's Hugh Chen. I'm president of Saglo Companies. We own and operate shopping centers across the Southeast United States as well as the Mid-Atlantic. And I've been in business personally for about 25 years. The company has been in business for close to 50 years. And I joined the company in 2012. From 2012 to 2022, we grew our portfolio from 650,000 square feet to 2.5 million square feet of shopping centers owned and operated. That is quite the growth. It didn't come without some rockiness and strife. And what I mean is that since we didn't have a coach, we were kind of, trying to just catch up and always keep our heads above water. We weren't following some of those tried and true principles of business, such as hire slow and fire fast. So making sure that we had the right people in the right seats doing the right things. We also weren't focused on KPIs, and you really need the KPIs to determine who on your team are A players. We also didn't discover our core values, so that's also needed to figure out who are your A players. And so those are all the things that we're missing. But we wanted to continue to grow. We wanted to actually double our size to maybe 5 million square feet or maybe even larger. And we knew that for us to achieve that, we were going to need some help and a few things would have to change. And that's where we started asking around. Several of the companies that were doing awesome, that were growing very fast, I just asked them, I said, hey, what are you doing differently? And I heard, and it's actually surprising because some of the companies and some of the executives that you wouldn't even know that they have a coach, they have a coach. And I started getting recommendations. So my partner, Jack Lotman, and we sat down and spoke with, I want to say 4 or 5 different companies and coaches. And we ended up going with Scaling Up and, more importantly, Jennifer Berkowitz. Mainly because when you're hiring a system, you're really hiring the coach. And the quality of the coach that implements that system is really the thing that matters the most. Now, why couldn't we have just grown 2x our size to add another 2.5 million square feet of shopping centers on our own without a coach? Maybe we could have, but I think that it would have been super painful and it wouldn't have been sustainable, and it might have even killed us. So really, and it's not like when you're growing and you have the track record that we do, the raising of the capital isn't really the pain point. The pain point is just absorbing so much portfolio size and operating a much larger portfolio at a much higher scale and doing it at a very high level. And that's really the part of it that got a little bit rocky, and where Scaling Up can really hone and focus where you need to, the parts that you need to look at to make sure that you achieve your goals. So what we really liked about Jen Berkowitz was that she wasn't really teaching from theory, like meaning that she was, some people say if you don't know how to teach, that's not her at all, because she's actually done it before. She started a company in New York. It was a hyper-competitive space. It was in data storage. Imagine your people are paying you to store data, so certainly a commodity. But she was able to get a much higher price per gigabyte stored, and she was able to grow that company greatly and then exit actually, and probably never have to work again. But that wouldn't have fulfilled her. She really enjoys working with companies and getting companies that are good and making them great. And I think that she gets great enjoyment out of it, and she's very good at it. Some of the things that we liked about Jen were that she had great energy. She has done it before, and she just understood how business worked. And I think that having had done it before put her at a great advantage, where a lot of the other coaches we spoke with had never accomplished something of that magnitude before. So diving right in, the way that she operates is meeting rhythms. First things first is that you have to set your meeting rhythms, which is a 2-day annual offsite strategy session, and that's, it doesn't have to be anywhere fancy, but away from your office for 2 days. And you're covering a lot of ground. You're really working, 8 to 9 hours each of those days. Then every quarter it's a full day meeting, and then every month it's a half a day meeting. And when I say meeting, it's really just it's a very programmatic approach to attacking strategy and making sure that you're hitting all your quarterly rocks, as we call it, and making sure that you have that execution rhythm going. So that's what she's going to help you out with, is creating that flywheel, creating the KPIs, making sure you're evaluating your people, that you have the right people in the right seats doing the right thing, and just keeping you focused. I won't go into too much detail the scaling up system. If you are interested, I suggest that you reach out to Jen Berkowitz and ask her about it. Perhaps she could be a good fit for you, perhaps not. And if not, I'm sure she can recommend you somewhere else. But I think that it's worth a discussion, especially if you're at a point in your business that you've done great things. You're oftentimes the person, like Tiger Woods had a coach, right? And Michael Jordan had a coach, and Mike Tyson had a coach. And it's like, when you're even at the best, you still need a coach. And perhaps you can speak with her, and perhaps it's a fit, perhaps it's not. But I think that it's worth a discussion. And thanks for listening. Have a great one.
In Saglo, let's ride. Lights up in Vegas, I'm ready to go. Talking leases, locations, and